Here we go. Season 2 is upon us. We're a week in, and we have a new tier list we have to post. Gonna let everybody know, break it down for you. What the meta's looking like. What champions are S tier, what champions aren't doing too good. So let the coach guide you on your journey to Season 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this guide helpful. And let's get into the tier list here. And oh, say hi to chat. Say hi, chat. Okay, so Adam Warlock. I think just because of how the meta has shifted, Adam Warlock's not as good. He's actually like decent in a dive when you're coordinated, but overall, in a solo queue environment, his best comp is res comp, and I don't really think it's that great because of Star-Lord nerfs. So even though he only got like a small nerf to the cooldown of his soul bond, I think just because of meta shifts, I actually think Adam Warlock is, I want to say high B. I don't think he's very good. And I just want to say before we start too, the way I do tier lists is I rank characters relative not to their role, but to all the other characters overall. Meaning that if I say the worst healer is B tier, that's because I think all the healers are really strong. Whereas like maybe the worst DPS could be C or D tier, but that's just because I think. So I'm basing it off the individual champion, not off the role relatively. So I will be placing champions higher and lower based off of how good I think they are. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, so anyway, Black Panther. So for the same reason Adam Warlock is kind of struggling, the opposite is for Black Panther. Black Panther is a dive character, but I just think because of meta changes and the characters that are popular right now and strong right now, Black Panther's kind of struggling. Emma's pretty good into him. Pretty much anytime she stun locks someone, they're dead. So yet another anti-dive character in the game. Thing's still good. I think Black Panther is probably like low B, high C right now. I do still see good Black Panthers pop off, but even though dive is good, Black Panther's probably one of the weaker divers. Okay. Black Widow. Okay, I haven't seen too many good ones yet, but chat might hate me for this. I'm pretty sure Black Widow's B tier at least. I saw like one or two good ones, and watch out, they can actually one-shot squishies. Like low-key, I think Black Widow is good if you're cracked, but you have to actually be good at her. So it's kind of the same for Black Panther too, actually. I actually think Widow's B, but I need more evidence. She could even be like better if I see a really good one, but I think she's actually B. And she can deal with dive really well. So I'm gonna put her right here. I think Widow's good. Hulk. Okay, so obviously everybody knows I'm the Hulk guy. These changes are really good for Hulk. Unfortunately, Hulk still runs into all the problems he normally runs into, which is like he's just kind of counterable. You can hard counter him. So Hulk is really good. His win rate's really high, about high as it was back before they nerfed him. He feels great to play. He can do it all. He's a very versatile tank. He still struggles into the same characters, but Hulk is feeling real good right now. Gamma, obviously, pretty strong. Hulk's going to go in high A tier. He moved up. He was like mid A tier, low A tier. Now he's in high A tier. I don't want to quite put him in S. I know he's permabanned, but I don't think that's because of Hulk. I think that's because of all his team ups, which I don't really like. I don't really count the whole thing. I don't really count it against him that much. I think if you compare Hulks to other tanks, there's tanks that where I couldn't pick Hulk, I could pick those tanks and in every other situation. That being said, I still think Hulk is very strong when picked into the right situations. And unfortunately, he just gets outclassed by the best tanks right now, but can definitely outplay them under the right circumstances. One of those tanks being Captain America. Captain America, I think, is better than Hulk right now, especially in a ranked solo queue environment. His dive is better than Hulk. He's impossible to kill. He does more damage now. He has more health now. And I was saying for the longest time that all Cap needs is a little bit of a damage buff. I was saying this from like back in Season 0, and he would be fine. And they buffed his survivability, they buffed his movement, and then finally he gets the damage buff, and now he has all the buffs that he had before, and oh, look, what do you know? Captain America's OP. He's OP. He's decently difficult to play, but he's just insane. He just ruins games. It's honestly pretty annoying to deal with. I've never seen people so bad at the game carry so hard as Captain America players right now. They can literally get no kills and just make your healers annoyed all game and carry game. He's broken. And I know if you're good at Captain America, you probably just take over games. You probably just take over. He's insane right now. He's definitely OP. You could pick Cap any game, because any game there's gonna be healers to be dove. You can't. I mean, there are some characters that are decent into Cap, but like Hulk gets hard countered way worse, right? So that's why he's an S. Cloak and Dagger. I think Cloak and Dagger, I know everybody thinks Cloak and Dagger sucks right now, but every time I get Cloak and Daggers, they play pretty well and heal more than the average healer. I think she's like still pretty good. She didn't necessarily get nerfed, but she's just kind of got like her place in the meta is just not as good. I still think she's like a good character though. I might be putting her too high here, but I think I don't know. Would you rather have a Cloak and Dagger on your team or an Adam Warlock? Like, I'm kind of leaning more towards A. Like, I feel like Cloak and Dagger's really slept on. And, like, I think it's just the Cloak and Dagger players play her a lot, but I don't want to put her below B. But this is the one I don't play a ton of, so I would probably ask around a little bit. I like hearing chats below C, really. I don't think any healer is gonna be that low on any of my lists. It's just healers. I am starting to see people play one healer now, but it's not good. I'm gonna put her on B. I know when I play against Cloak and Dagger, she's one of the easiest healers for me to kill. But I always see them do a lot of healing, but we're gonna put it there. Doctor Strange. Okay, I actually think Doctor Strange is kind of bad now. I think Doctor Strange is kind of not good. They nerfed his damage a little too much. He still has all the insane utility of Doctor Strange, like Portal, but unfortunately, I think the highest I'm gonna put him is the top of B tier. I still think he's useful and you can pick him, but yeah, I don't think he's the best right now. The best tank in the game is Groot. Highest damage, can take the most damage in a given game. Insane outplay potential with walls. I don't know how Groot didn't get nerfed here. Easy S tier, it's probably one of the most obvious ones. Hawkeye. You gotta be good at him, but I think Hawkeye is also S, but I'm gonna probably put him below Cap in levels of OP because you actually have to be good at Hawkeye. You don't really have to be good at Cap to be strong right now. Obviously, though, good Caps will totally pop off. But yeah, I think Hawkeye, the buffs were too much. I think he's way too good. But probably the only DPS I'd say is better than him when cracked are Hela's. But I'm gonna put Hela below Hawkeye because I think generally I see Hawkeyes pop off more and are generally just more annoying to deal with. But I don't know. Hela, they're neck and neck. You know, anytime there's a meta where you have one-shot DPS characters being popular, it's no fun. But luckily we got Iron Fist, right? Now, Iron Fist does a one-shot, but he's another easy S tier. Just insane survivability, insane damage. Can kill tanks, can kill squishies. I think the buffs were a step in the right direction. I think they overtuned his damage a tiny bit. But Iron Fist, I think he's one of the best characters to carry with right now. I think he's still below Hela and Hawkeye because he's a little harder to take over games on, but definitely really good. Now, Iron Man. I think in the highest ranks of play, he might be B tier, but I think in most ranks of play, Iron Man's A. I think he's like a low to mid A. I think he's really good. Gamma is still a thing. The problem is Hulk gets banned a lot, so you're not seeing Iron Man at his full potential as much. Hulk's back to getting banned a ton, but I think Iron Man is very, very underrated right now. And good Iron Mans can counter triple healer. They shred tanks. The shield isn't like a ton, but good Iron Mans know how to use it. I think he's a little underrated. I think he's really strong. And another character who I think, dude, we're just every single hero we've had a segue so far. Another character who I think is Underrated and strong is Jeff. I think Jeff is A tier. I don't care what anybody says. You know you're going to have a hot take in a Captain Coach. Inflation? Well, it's just all the characters are getting good now. This is kind of what you want to see. A tier list should not be based off the median. It should be based off the highest, the gap between the highest and the lowest. And then the lowest is, so now every D tier would be like season 0 Wolverine. Flank Jeff is insane. He's so good in the backline though. In ranked, Jeff carries games so hard. I think Jeff's over Iron Man for sure. I don't think he's over Hulk though. But Jeff can carry games so hard. He has such insane survivability. Good Jeffs are starting to really know how to learn how to play him, which is backline, harass healers. Not only help heal dive, but do damage with them. And then Jeff ults can completely change the game. Jeff's good, man. Loki's S tier. I don't think Loki's better than Groot. The nerfs I do notice a little bit. I do think Loki's better than Cap though. Loki's really good right now. Still one of the strongest healers. Still super survivable, and good Lokis are obviously terrifying. Very good. The nerfs didn't hurt him too much. He's still one of the best healers. Luna's also just like I had Luna below Loki, like at the bottom of S, but I still think Luna's like really good. I think she actually might. She kind of like I kind of forgot about Luna. Like Luna's still broken. Her ult's just way too good, and she makes Loki better. I actually think Luna's better than Loki again. I've been saying for a while Luna's ult needs to get nerfed by 2 seconds. It just lasts way too long. Luna is honestly just really overpowered right now. Magic, I think Magic is really good, but she's kind of hard to play, and you can counterpick her. So for the same logic, I use Hulk for being an A tier. I'm going to use Magic for being an A tier. You can pick the Thing into her. You can pick, again, Emma, who's like new into the meta, and really deal with her dive, or go triple healer. Magic is really good, though. Like, really, really strong. But you have to be good on her, and she can get counterpicked. Magneto, I think Magneto is still an S tier, but just barely. He's just, this might be a bit of a hot take. A lot of people think Magneto's just easy S. I don't know. I think you could, there's like counterplay to Magneto, and like he struggles with all like the punch characters. And if you do like a punch comp against him, he's kind of just hard to play. You just kind of run at him, right? Especially if one's forced to solo tank. I think Mag is honestly really, really good. And if there's ever a character that can solo tank reliably in a game, which Mag can, they're never going to drop out of S tier in a game like this, at least, until there's more heroes. So, some other people may think Mag is like really, really good. I think he's pretty strong, deservedly be an S tier, but I don't think he's better than a lot of these characters when it comes to carrying games, right? And that's why they're above him. Mantis. Now, everybody, I called the Mantis, by the way. I called Mantis. I was saying these nerfs would actually... These would be nerfs, not buffs. And I was right. When everybody thought Mantis was getting buffed, I had played a Mantis. I had just done a Mantis 2 Celestial challenge. Got it done pretty quickly, but it went well. And basically, they took 25 health away from Mantis and then made her buffs stackable, so you can put them on twice as long on people, so you don't have to keep refreshing them. But good Mantises would just refresh them anyway. But losing the health just completely kills her ability to be aggressive and land headshots, and it hurts her like exponentially more than other characters when her health gets low, because now she's just so susceptible to dive, so susceptible to getting one shot, and she's not going to get healed as much now when she's just passively regenerating. So her whole gameplay, she's just kind of forced into a heal bot now. It's really sad. I don't think they've been doing a very good job balancing the healers, and that's going to land Mantis honestly in B. I don't think she's very good right now. I really don't. I don't think she's a good pick. Moon Knight, though, guys. Moon Knight's kind of good. I think Moon Knight's like a decent damage dealer now. He's kind of hard to dive when you go against a good one. I almost want to put him in A. But like most Moon Knight players are so bad. Am I wrong in that assessment? Like I feel like Moon Knight players are just not the best. But when you see a good one, man, they're terrifying. I think he's really good. I think Moon Knight's solid. He's like, I want to put him in A tier. I see a lot of Moon Knights and they usually do pretty good. I don't know what his win rates are. I actually don't know, but he's still susceptible to dive, and it's like dive heavy right now. But I think Moon Knight's B with the new survivability changes. I think Moon Knight's B. A tier? I don't know about A tier for Moon Knight. Easy A. I just feel like Moon Knight players are so bad. Should I don't know how hard Moon Knight is to play. Should I judge them off the good Moon Knight players? Moon's A. Everyone's saying A. I'm a Moon Knight one-trick pony and he's A tier. Okay, yeah, we'll put him in A then. I was kind of feeling A, but like wasn't... Because I'd only seen like one good one. But I feel like I can still dive him pretty easily. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to keep him in B, but it's like a high B for sure. Namor. I think Namor's still S tier, but I think Namor's squid is worse now. I think Namor's still S, but the slow squid was way better. I'm gonna keep Moon Knight in B. Yeah, the slow squid I think was way better. No, like you don't see Namor bans that much anymore. Even though he has Gamma with Hulk, I still think Namor's really good though. He can one-shot healers during their ults. The Gamma Squid's still really good, and I've seen good Namors and know how to use them, and I just see him melt people, right? But, good Namors are pretty scary. They can block ults with their bubble. Namor's really good, but I do think he's on, like, D rank alert. I'm really tempted to put him in A, but I still see good Namors. I don't know, man. I don't see good Namors... No, I do see good Namor's carry. I do. Namor can carry, man. He can carry for sure. Penny Parker. Penny's finally A tier, guys. The changes really helped her out a lot. And she's so tanky now. Like, she seems so much tankier. I actually think Penny is pretty good. I think Penny is pretty good, especially if you know when to pick her. I think she's an easy A tier. She's just buffed all around, tankier, shots do more damage, can headshot, or not do more damage. Well, if you headshot, they can. But she can move quicker. And I just think this is a character that is really has untapped potential, and a lot of people don't really know how to play her well. And when you see one that does, they just take over games. I think I see people picking Penny on offense. I think she's insane. Psylocke's another character I think's insane. Psylocke's the top of A. I almost want to put Psylocke in S, because, dude, I see Psylocke carry so hard all the time. But I also see a lot of bad ones, so it must mean she's kind of hard to play. I'm going to put Psylocke top of A. And if you're good on her, you can add... Dude, should I put her in S? Is Psylocke better than Namor? Or Iron Fisted carrying? I mean, yeah, she is. So why wouldn't I put her... right here? Psylocke's S tier. Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah, Psylocke's S tier. I can't let bad Psylocke's influence my decision like I did bad Moon Knights too. I will say this. Punisher, even though he hard counters the stuff I play and is really annoying, I don't think I can put Punisher any higher than A. I don't want to put him in B though. I'm truly trying not to be biased with Punisher. I actually think he's probably like right here. I think Punisher's like mid A, low B. Again, it's one of those heroes that's really strong, but you got to know when to pick him, which is kind of like the common theme in A tier. Infinite Ammo Punisher is like S plus Giga OP. And Punisher in a dive is not that good, so this is where he lands. He's really good, can basically force people off characters like popular meta characters like Groot. Low A, high B. Yeah, it's pretty much where I got him here. Mid A, yeah. Okay, so Rocket's S tier. Even though I don't I don't like the changes to Rocket, guys, but he is better now. Basically what they did is they made his ultimate like a support ultimate, and then made him less survivable in the neutral. And it's not as fun. He doesn't feel as iconic or like unique, but he fits more into the meta of the game. Basically, a boohoo, NetEase gave in to the complaints of the player base, and all the Rocket mains getting flamed by streamers. And Rocket is really kind of broken right now. And I had him in S before, so I'm for sure going to have him in S now. Scarlet Witch. Okay, so despite her buffs, I do see some Scarlet Witches carry, but Oh, man. I don't see many of them do that good as well. They just kind of don't do enough damage, don't have a ton of impact, and kind of just are... You wish you had another character on your team. I'm going to put her above the Black Widow. She's... Yeah, Cloak? Yeah, no, I'm going to put her above Black Widow here. I don't think Scarlet Witch is that good. I don't. And I think in higher ranks, people punish her really hard. She was not getting a ton of value early on. I just don't think she's good. I think she got buffed overall, but still kind of not good. Tiers characters that overall probably are like you can pick them and carry on them, but you can get pretty easily shut down or just don't have enough impact as like other heroes in A, right? Spider-Man, I want to put Spider-Man in S so bad. Spider-Man's really good. But you do have to kind of make plays on him pretty well. Spider-Man, a good Spider-Man player, this character gets banned a lot. But I think Spider-Man goes into A tier. He can just kind of ruin lobbies with a dive comp, especially if the Spider-Man's really good and the healers can't like deal with them. But you know, you can pick tanks into him and make it hard for him and run triple healers. So Spider-Man's easy A tier, really strong. Okay. While I do think Squirrel Girl is good against good players, she can be pretty much shut down very easily. We have our first C tier hero of the list. I don't think Squirrel Girl is very good. I would much rather dive a Squirrel Girl as Hulk than I would a Moon Knight. Squirrel Girl is only good on like certain maps and certain spots. And apart from those situations, you really don't see any Squirrel Girls. You really don't see any. And if you do see them, they're not doing good. They're not doing good. And again, this is a character that counters Hulk. Or if the Squirrel Girl knows how to play. And a lot of the characters I play, and I still don't think she's that good. She does a ton of damage, and I know she's easy, but yeah, I don't think she's that good. I think the Star-Lord nerfs are pretty felt. I think Star-Lord, he just doesn't pop off the way he used to. I don't absolutely wild take. Nah, you guys, Squirrel Girls, man, if they carry a game, your team's doing something wrong. Like, Squirrel Girl is a noob detector. Like, if Squirrel Girl's popping off, your team's just not playing right. That's my opinion on Squirrel Girl. I don't know. I don't really play a ton of Star-Lord, but I don't think he's S anymore, man. I think he drops out. I just don't see Star-Lords do good anymore. I want to put him above Hulk here. Yeah, Star-Lord is do I want to put him above, probably above Punisher? I think Magic, this is really close. I think Star-Lord could still carry better than it. No, honestly, Jeff carries harder than Star-Lord. Star-Lord doesn't need help from their team. Jeff doesn't. Yeah, I'm gonna put Star-Lord right here. I actually think Star-Lord is kind of, I can deal with him now. He doesn't feel super busted when I play against him. He actually doesn't feel super strong. That little spinny thing he does got nerfed pretty hard. It used to just wipe teams. Whenever I see Star-Lords going like, I'll Hulk bubble and stuff, Magneto bubble, and it just won't kill anything. It's just like, oh, okay, I guess we gotta actually play the fight now. Jeff's too high. Jeff, this is not as Jeff as a healer. This is as Jeff as like flank backline style. It's like a hybrid. This is not Jeff as like a pure healer. All right, Storm. I think Storm's still insane. I think Storm's really good, and she really is still pretty strong. I think her win rate's really high because of the damage buff she gives, and not always so much because of it's her damage buff and her ultimate. Honestly, I don't think she's that hard to deal with normally, But those two things make her really good and just really, like, you know, Storms always seem to be pretty useful because she gets her out quick and she provides damage for her team and movement speed, I think. I'm going to put her at the top of A. I think Storm's still pretty good, but I don't think she's S tier anymore. Maybe... I don't think Storm's better than Magic, actually. I do think Storm's probably better than Star-Lord, just because of the guaranteed value she gets. I think I'm going to put her right here. I like that. I think that's fair, because I do think... You gotta, guys, she is a flyer, after all. She is, like, really good. Her ult's insane. She forces support ults. But yeah, she's just outclassed in every way by another flyer that we'll get to. I do think she's still better than Iron Man. So I got comparing her to other flyers, but Thor. Okay, so I think Thor is still really good. He's just kind of outclassed by other tanks. A lot of people say Thor sucks and he's easy to deal with. I think that's a little bit true, but I also think Thor can carry games really, really hard. And even though he didn't get like a ton of buffs, I still don't think we can overlook that in like a ranked environment. I don't think you'll ever see Thor in like competitive, but I genuinely just don't think he's as good as the other tanks. If you again, I think Thor's a little bit like Squirrel Girl, where if a good Thor is if a Thor's popping off, your team's probably doing something a little wrong. I just don't think he's that good right now, which is weird because he got buffs but he's dropping here, but he just doesn't feel that good. I played a little bit of him. It hasn't gone well. Venom is another tank, I think, that kind of suffers from the same thing. He just relative to everything else in the game right now, he just feels a little weaker, right? Because Emma's super good into Venom. Iron Fist, who's popular now, is super good into Venom. Like, even a Hawkeye can kind of deal with Venom now sometimes because of just how strong he is. That being said, I still think Venom is pretty good, and Venom Spider-Man is such a good combo. And I think he's still pretty strong. I think... I see Venoms do really, really well. I think I'm gonna put him right here in A. I think Venom is pretty good. I think people struggle to deal with even bad Venoms, and the good ones are pretty noticeable. Bucky, I'm not sure on. I still see good Bucky's carry games. I don't really think the team up does that much with Cap, the new team up he got. I think losing ammo hurt him more than helped him. And the nerfs obviously hurt him. I still see good Buckies do good and carry games. I really do. I think he's still like a decent pick. I'm not sure what the win rates say, but I think Bucky is still A. I think he's like a better pick than Punisher. I still think just because of the hook. Do I think he's better than Star-Lord? No, I don't. Because I think these characters have more impact if they play him, if they main him. I think Bucky's just a more popular character, so we see more good ones. I think that's... I'm trying to avoid that bias here. I'm trying to really give you guys... Because I think Bucky is more popular than all these characters. When you see a genuinely good one of these, you're just like, oh, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. People are not happy with the Jeff changes. Dude, Jeff is OP right now. You guys don't understand. Jeff is insane. Jeff can completely 1v9 games. As someone who heals. Like, I don't think you guys understand how much Jeff can take over a game. If they're good. If we're using the same logic, like, obviously I wouldn't judge Hulk off a bad Hulk. Because if I did, he'd be B. Or you know, Bucky, like, if it was your bad Bucky, like, you can't name, everybody would be C or D, but we're judging off the people who actually execute and play their character well. Right? And people who play Jeff well, you probably just haven't seen enough of it yet. It's really good. Wolverine, I don't think Wolverine's that bad anymore. He still does kind of force your team to play around him a little bit if he's doing good, but I don't think Wolverine's that strong, man. I don't really struggle with them at all. I feel like... I don't know, like, it feels like they never... do anything. Do I want to put him in? He's definitely out of S. I think Wolverines are kind of struggling right now. Do I really want to put him in B? I think I'm going to put Wolverine in B, guys. I still think he's probably better than something like Moon Knight. I'm going to put Wolverine in B. Maybe like a nuclear take here. I don't know. I'm curious. Actually, this is something I probably want to look around and see where other people are putting Wolverine, but I have not run into one that I really think's a threat. You pick Wolverine just to counter, like, Groot, but a lot of the tanks he can't really do much to. All right, Mr. Fantastic. This is another just really strong character right now. I've seen enough Mr. Fantastics to know he's S tier, dude. He's S tier. He doesn't carry as hard as Iron Fist, but he definitely can. There's a lot of really overpowered characters in Marvel Rivals, and when there is things in S tier, a lot of things in A tier, that means all the characters feel strong and fun, and like relative to things that you may have played in prior seasons that were ranked lower, are obviously in a much stronger state than that. That's just kind of how the life cycle of this game has gone. They tend to buff things more than nerf things, and that's why the tier list looks like this. If a character was D tier, they'd be put in D tier, but Mr. Fantastic is insanely strong right now. He is insanely strong, and he belongs in S tier. The guy can absolutely carry games. I do think he can potentially struggle on certain maps, but yeah, I think he belongs here because when he works, he's unbearable to deal with. He's so tanky. He has so much CC, so much utility. Invisible Woman is absolutely busted. I think she's the best healer now. I think she's the best healer, so another S tier character. Another S tier. You low-key gotta move people down. That's not how it works, man. That's not how tier lists work. There's a lot of like really overpowered things that are just don't really have a ton of weaknesses. We're looking at a game where you probably don't need to make too many changes anymore, right? Because everything's like pretty equally in line, and isn't that how the game feels? Isn't that how Marvel? Like, it feels like you can win on just about anything. I think anyone who denies that's just being obstinate, like ridiculous, right? So if you feel like on any game you can play something to win, it's all just about counter picking, right? So things that are less counter pickable go into S tier. Things that are more counter pickable or counter pickable at all go into A, or like have more counter picks, right? And things that maybe just don't function flat out as well as other things. Now that's where you look at B, like average characters. Characters that are in C or D are ones that are really have like kind of design flaws and their play pattern doesn't really work. So hopefully that explains to you guys why there's so many things in S and A tier. The power fantasies of the characters in this game are actually really well realized. If I was playing a game where everything felt like shit to play, and there was one thing that was just faster, stronger, and better, then yeah, everything would be in D tier, and like the faster, stronger, better character would be in A tier. But all these characters have very strong, they're very strong in certain ways, and either have a very potent niche that makes them better at a thing than anyone else, or they're just all around really good, right? That they're just good in any situation, like the healers, like Captain America right now. So hopefully that explains why the tier list looks like this, because we're getting a lot of questionable. People are saying they don't believe in this style of tier list, and I would agree with you, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to do it the right way. Okay, so Thing nerfs definitely hurt a little bit. He's also really bad into Emma. She's just destroys his health bar. He's like low A now. I think Thing is worse than Penny, because again, you got to judge it off of good Penny players. I think Thing is still decent, but I think he's better than Thor because of his peel. Really, he can just shut down. Dive's still pretty well. I think Thing is low A tier. I think Penny is better. I think Venom is better. I think the reason people may rate Thing higher is because Thing is easier to play than these characters, which he is. I play him, I would know. So you're seeing things perform at a higher level on average compared to the Venoms and the Hulks and the, so that's why Thing is in bottom of A tier. Hopefully that makes sense. Penny is in A. Yeah, Penny has a pretty high skill ceiling, as much as I hate to say it. Thing is better than Penny. No, you just haven't seen a good Penny yet. I promise you. I promise you. There are a lot of really bad Penny players. And I don't think that's a reflection of the character completely. So, Thing is easier to perform on Penny, yeah, maybe like on average. But Penny players, when they reach like a certain threshold, I do think can carry a little harder. It's just in a different way. A way that's less cinematic and more just kind of like debilitating, right? Okay. The best DPS in the game is Human Torch. I'll fight anyone on this. I think he might. I see Human Torch just carry just about every single game they're in. I think Groot probably is still better. I'm going to put him right here. Human Torch is busted. He's absolutely insane. He's really hard to counter. He's about as hard to counter as Groot is, which like Groot, like Wolverine, Punisher, that's about it. Human Torch, it's like just a better Hela or Punisher, right? Like, you know, and even then he's pretty hard to kill because he has a dive, and I've seen him use it as escapes too. He's really like good Human Torch. You don't have to be that good. I feel like this character's just giga busted, overbuffed. He was good last patch and people didn't realize. I had him in A last patch and I was really contemplating putting him in S, but I put him in A last patch and I said he's probably S, and lo and behold, a couple buffs. Human Torch, Emma Frost. Okay, so the top 3 tanks in the game are Groot, Magneto, and Emma Frost. I cannot personally win on this character. Like, I cannot. My win rate on her is like, if I'm being generous, like a little over 30%. But I'm getting better on her. I'm starting to get good. I think Chad's gonna hate me. I think she's S. I think she's a complete character. And you haven't even seen the good Emmas yet. I think she's insanely strong. I definitely think she carries harder than Magneto. I think she's the second best tank in the game. I do. I think she's the second best tank. She doesn't carry... Does she carry... I don't think she carries harder than Iron Fist. But I do think she carries harder than Mr. Fantastic. No. No, that'd be too much. Right there. Right there. That's it, right there. So, love it or hate it, chat. Squirrel Girl, by herself, in C tier. Wait, do I want to put Squirrel Girl? I kind of want to put Black Widow in C tier. It doesn't feel right. I see Squirrel Girls do better than Black Widows most of the time. Do I want the backlash? I get to choose who everybody freaks out about. I think Black Widow's insane though. I think Squirrel Girl, like, everybody's hit her potential. Everybody's hit their potential on Squirrel Girl. Like, they're not getting any better. Black Widow players are still getting better and using the new combos. That's it. But Widow and C? Widow's a lot harder to play, Dizzy. That's the distinction. You gotta have the cutoff somewhere. Widow is way harder to play than Penny. Penny is more of your experience. Widow is raw mechanics and experience and like knowing combos and doing the new combos. She might even go up. But I think just based off the buffs alone, I haven't seen too many Widows, but I'm just kind of trying to extrapolate a little bit. I've seen like one decent one and she like wasn't even that good. So I think Widow's good, but I don't I really do think Squirrel Girl's kind of just bad. I think she's just like... I think she's noticeably worse than all the other characters in the game. So there's the list, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Do you like when tier lists have a lot of things in S tier and A tier and not a lot at the bottom? Hopefully I explained my thought process well enough to at least give you guys an idea why I put things. But yeah, leave your ideas on where you think things should be in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.